Welcome back, Wolfpack. Vrolos here, and this is how to use Beartic. Definitely a Pokemon we don't see that often, but it is still pretty respectable in those stats. 95 on the hit points, 110 on the attack. Actually, that's pretty good. And then we have 80 on defense, 70 special attack, 80 on the special defense, and 50 on the speed. 50 speed, not that great, but we are fairly bulky, so we can find some workarounds for that. And we still have 110 on the attack, so we know this Pokemon will do damage. Main problem. We are a Pokemon that is an ice type and we don't have speed. So that's going to be pretty bad. We have tons of weaknesses as an ice type. We have fighting, rock, steel, and fire. Rock, that's more common now because of Pokemon like Talonflame, steel, because of fairy types, fighting, always been in and out, and fire because of Ferrothorn. So we have pretty respectable weaknesses as well. We're going to see them quite a bit, and we don't have that many resistances, so we're not going to be able to bring in Beartic into a favorable situation unless it's against another ice-type Pokemon, and that doesn't really make too much sense. When we go into Pokemon Showdown, we're going to see this is where Beartic starts to get problematic, because yeah, it does have damage, it does have a lot of sweeping potential, but the speed is going to be a problem unless we go with that Swift Swim. Now, Swift Swim is going to make us very powerful. If Rain Dance is active, this Pokemon's speed is doubled. So 102 doubling is going to be more than 200 at level 50, so we are going to be able to outspeed 130 base speed Pokemon like Mewtwo, but we won't hit that 135 threshold, so those are the outspeeds you will find up to 130 base speed on a beneficial speed nature, but we need Rain, and that could be kind of a problem, but it is going to be the main thing that limits us. Now, Beartic does get some really good coverage as well. We have Icicle Crash, we have Play Rough, we have Stone Edge, and we can just kind of throw out the Aqua Jet whenever if Rain wears off or if we need that Water type hit. So that's kind of going to be it, but I mean, Icicle Crash, Play Rough, Stone Edge, pretty nice overall. Now, we will need Rain. It is possible in singles that we have a Pokemon like Politoed. Politoed combos really well in singles Rain. Just give it that Damp Rock, bring it in, switch it out into like a good Pokemon, and then play around with that Swift Swim for the heavy sweep. There are some really good Swift Swim Pokemon as well. We see a Pokemon like Kingdra. I am actually a big fan of the Kabutops. This Pokemon knows how to run away with a battle when it comes to Rain, and Beartic can do the same. We just bring the right coverage, we have a really good stab move, 30% chance to flinch, 85 power, Life Orb, all sorts of offensive gain, and with our defenses, we are a reasonable 2-hit KO Pokemon if we're not seeing super effective hits. And the cool thing is, under Rain, Fire types deal less damage, so we might be able to survive a solid Fire type hit as well, and then we like Stone Edge them to the face, and that could be a pretty nice thing. But that's all there is to it, that we run Beartic like that, or else it's just going to be too slow. Kind of too many weaknesses. It's not going to be very reliable. That sure, we might take damage and then we can like Icicle Crash into an Aqua Jet if we don't have the Rain up, and that might be it. So the thing is, it might 1-for-1 at best with that, so it takes a very powerful hit, gets that Play Rough into Aqua Jet, then the next Pokemon just picks it up without even trying, and that's kind of going to be Beartic. Now, 1-for-1, depending on how you see it, can be a good or a bad thing, that if you just want to throw a Beartic on your team because you really like Beartic, or you really want some bear representation on your team, yeah, that can work out. That a 1-for-1, you know, you just have 5 other Pokemon that play around it, and Beartic is just kind of like the salvage, you know? That there's Pokemon on your team that are weak against what Beartic isn't weak against, so, you know, like grass weaknesses or water weaknesses or something, you can bring in Beartic, can at least trade them off for that, and maybe find some momentum, so it is usable. It's just not going to be very ideal unless you have that Rain up, and if you don't, might find some things to happen. Now in doubles, Rain, a lot easier in doubles because you don't have to switch around, you don't have to set it up some other ways. That Pokemon next to you, it gets to bring the Rain, and you can do whatever you want. So with a Pokemon like Politoed on that Drizzle, you can just go first turn damage because Drizzle's already on, and you're going to have that speed. Now if you have a Pokemon that's setting up a Rain Dance, then you will need the Protect. So you protect the first turn, get the Rain Dance off, and then you start going for some massive sweeps. So Beartic is going to be pretty much the same thing. I was thinking we run the Rock Slide instead, hit both opponents, have that chance to flinch, also have Icicle Crash, crushing them with damage, Play Rough for coverage. That's kind of it. Now, Play Rough is interesting when we consider coverage because against Dragon-type Pokemon we have Icicle Crash, but it is going to be mostly for like Dark typings and try and just get a little bit of damage over there. Also, just 90 base power move is going to be pretty good as well, that we can find a little bit more coverage if you don't like the Play Rough on top of it. I just think Play Rough is a really cool move, and it is nice to see on the Beartic. Might get you out of some situations, but pretty much any move you put in there will get you out of a situation at some point. Now, the thing is, you don't get Crunch, but you do get access to the Night Slash, so if you are looking for Dark-type coverage, that is something you can have. And that's really what we have for Beartic. Now, an interesting thing is, it also doesn't get Earthquake, but it does get Bulldoze. So if you have a Pokemon on your team that has Levitate, you might be able to use Bulldoze for coverage, slow them down a bit. If there's something going on, then you can maybe turn to damage. I see Bulk Up also having a potential to work, that, you know, if they're not focusing you too hard, you use the Bulk Up on that Swift Swim, then you go for a harder sweep, that could be nice. But then our only double hitting move is going to be the Rock Slide, and unfortunately we don't get access to the knockoff. Beartic has these massive paws in its design, that it has that bear aesthetic with it, but it doesn't get the knockoff, so that's a bit problematic, and that's kind of the jumbled thing about Beartic, you know. It has a pretty good idea with the Swift Swim. We have seen it find success on Fan Fridays, but it needs to be in the right situation. It needs to be getting those super effective hits off, and depending on your coverage, you may or may not find them, and it's kind of a jumbled Pokemon, but it can find success. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's how you use Beartic, and I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you for watching.